Welcome back. On today's video, we're going to drill down to this article and another one about Brad Garlinghouse announcing plans to utilize $1 billion of cash reserves for company expansion. Now, I think this is really important because we've just been through a devastating year in the financial markets, both for stock markets and crypto. And I think that because Ripple has such a huge war chest of $1 billion cash, they are now able to invest in other companies or acquire other companies at a fraction of what they were worth just a year or two ago. So this is an opportunistic move on the part of Brad Garlinghouse, a very smart move since he's such a savvy CEO. And we're going to talk about some of the things that he said here. It says XRP, the cryptocurrency issued by U.S. fintech firm Ripple, could see massive price gains if CEO Brad Garlinghouse's plan to spend $1 billion on acquisitions proves successful. The plan to spend up to $1 billion from the company's cash reserves was announced by Garlinghouse in an on-stage interview at the Dubai FinTech Summit last week, where the CEO made it clear that Ripple is ready to grow. We have more than $1 billion in cash on our balance sheet. We want to deploy that to grow both organically internally, but also inorganically through acquisitions, Garlinghouse said from the stage. The CEO further pointed to Switzerland and the UAE as countries that are attractive places for Ripple to look for companies to acquire. We'll make acquisitions in markets that are friendly to these technologies. You had representation from the UAE, you had representation from Switzerland. These are countries that are providing the clarity for entrepreneurs to invest, and that allows a company like Ripple that is larger to invest, he said. So I want to pause there. We've covered that in the last few videos that I've been doing, where we've seen that these countries that are more friendly with regulations are where Ripple has been able to be successful, and also how they're the most successful on the African continent. So this is really good news for Ripple, and it just shows that where regulators will work with them, they can make great strides. So that gives us positive hope for the future once this clarity comes for Ripple and for XRP regarding the SEC lawsuit. XRP price. If Garlinghouse's plan proves to be successful and more companies start using XRP for liquidity and cross-border payments, there is reason to believe that XRP would also rise in price. During the massive bull market of 2017 and early 2018, XRP traded well above the $3 mark as optimism around the token's use case surged. However, the positive sentiment later vanished, and XRP traded as low as $1.15 during the subsequent bear market, before it once again hit north of $1.80 in the latest bull market. If Ripple manages to cement its position as the leading provider of cross-border crypto payments, prices like those seen in 2021 bull market could perhaps again be within reach. Well, that is being extremely conservative. Of course it's going to see those prices again. Are you kidding me? Look at all the expansion they've had in the last couple years, and we don't even know everything because Brad has said himself that they have not announced every relationship. They have not announced every acquisition or everything that's going on at the company. So there are things that have yet to be known that are going to be in our future that will absolutely help increase the price of both XRP and Ripple, in my opinion. UAE, a top crypto jurisdiction. The UAE and Dubai specifically is widely considered to be among the most crypto-friendly jurisdictions today, with the government there generally taking a positive approach to crypto. The UAE's rise as a top crypto jurisdiction has been helped by growing frustration among industry leaders in the US that their own country is moving in the wrong direction in terms of crypto regulation. Earlier this month, Binance's Chief Strategy Officer Patrick Hillman criticized crypto regulations in the US, saying enforcement of crypto rules have been very confusing over the past 6 months. Meanwhile, Saker Erikwat, sorry about that, co-founder of venture building firm Crypto Oasis, was quoted by the media as saying that the UAE checks all the boxes in terms of country's regulatory infrastructure, digital infrastructure, and its ability to attract a global pool of talent. the UAE's regulatory framework is more streamlined and business friendly compared to the complex and fragmented regulatory environment in the US, Eric Quat said at the time. All right, that's the end of that article, but I want to go to this other article. Although it's the same topic, it also is talking about the specific things that Brad mentioned, and so I wanted to bring that to your attention. So it says Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, recently disclosed that the San Francisco-based technology company is on a mission to expand its offerings beyond liquidity provision. Garlinghouse divulged this while speaking at the just concluded Dubai FinTech Summit. In a clip shared by Eddie, a prominent XRP community influencer, Garlinghouse emphasized that Ripple began as an enterprise-based cross-border payment service provider, but is looking to grow beyond this. The Ripple CEO further stressed that blockchain has 4 fundamental pieces, and this is the part I wanted to get that wasn't in the other article. The 4 fundamental pieces he talked about: liquidity, compliance, custody, and tokenization. So liquidity, I take that to mean liquidity such as XRP, providing liquidity for cross-border payments, and the ODL, XRP ledger. These things together provide liquidity that allow money to move. Compliance, meaning compliance with regulatory laws, regulations. Some of that deals with the SEC, of course. That will get clarity, hopefully, within the next few months. Custody, we just saw them buy a company that Medico, that is a custodian and will allow them to now go into this area. And then tokenization, we saw that with Hong Kong, the ability to create, tokenize and create tokenization of real estate assets, which is a huge market. I mean, that market for real estate and tokenization has to happen because we are still paper intensive for real estate transactions, which is ridiculous in this age. So think of all the papers that you have to sign. I mean, literally, if you're buying a home, it's about an inch thick. If you're refinancing, it's about half an inch thick. It is ridiculous what you have to go through, and proving all these things and all these duplications, and just it's not necessary. This is something that can be dramatically improved upon. Smart contracts can be used to for some of this process in home purchasing. I mean, we're going to see that in our future. This is all, in my opinion, going to be changed, updated, and modernized. So that was the main point that I wanted to make there. It goes on. Ripple really aspires to be more than just that liquidity cross-border payments provider. I think you'd expect that we're willing to expand into some of those other areas, Garlinghouse added. To achieve this growth, Ripple can pursue organic expansion or consider acquisitions. As opposed to acquisitions, organic expansion involves leveraging their existing resources and expertise to develop and diversify the company's offerings. Speaking further, Garlinghouse said, I think we'll look at, let's make acquisitions in markets that are friendly to these technologies. On the previous panel, you had representation from the UAE. You had representation from Switzerland. These are countries that are providing the clarity for entrepreneurs to invest. Yes, and that is also why they said in places like Dubai and in the African continent, MENA countries, they have been able to expand because the regulators are friendly. And so they're going to make acquisitions where regulators are friendly. And that makes sense. And then once they get clarity here, they can do more in the US. He affirmed that Ripple has over $1 billion in cash on its balance sheet, which the company is willing to deploy for growth into the other areas of blockchain tech. According to him, the deployment of this financial power could go into acquisitions of other firms or into upscaling its internal infrastructure. Well, I want to pause there. One of the things that Brad told us is that they sponsor people who are developers on the XRP ledger. So, you know, they're involved with companies like Flare. They're involved in some of these development projects. And so that's exciting because they get to see who's building what. And then if they want to, they can invest more in those companies. So this is very, very exciting. And once XRP and Ripple get clarity, then more developers will want to use the XRP ledger, and then it will just mushroom from there. Ripple already expanding. A solid demonstration of such inorganic expansion was the recent acquisition of McT, a prominent digital asset custody-based firm based in Switzerland. As previously reported by the Crypto Basic, Ripple announced yesterday that it had acquired the company for $250 million. Notably, McT's business line leans in the areas of custody and tokenization, two of the blockchain components Garlinghouse called attention to. It comes without surprise that Ripple, which is seeking to expand in these areas, recently acquired the firm. Moreover, based in Switzerland, McT is domiciled in a jurisdiction with a greater level of crypto regulatory clarity than what is observed in countries like the US. As earlier highlighted, Garlinghouse underscored the enviable regulatory clarity within Switzerland. In addition, last month, Stuart Alderoty, the chief legal officer of Ripple, revealed that the firm is looking to expand into London. Ripple also opened a new office in Dubai this month in an effort to further expand its presence in the Middle East and North Africa, MENA region. Recall that Ripple previously acquired a 40% stake in Tranglo in March 2021. End of article. Yeah, isn't that interesting? They want to expand into London. And where did they have all of that advertising, all of those signs in the subways of London? Remember? We saw the huge advertising campaign. Now, there's only one reason why Ripple would spend money to advertise to the public and to the business market. And that is because they anticipate that is going to be used in public markets and be used with the public, not just at the institutional level. They wouldn't be advertising in subways if they were only going to be used for institutional purposes. So this is something that they're launching in London, and there was a huge splash there, and now they're saying that they want to expand more in London. So this is something that they can do because, again, they have more clarity abroad. They don't have it here, but wherever they can expand, they will. And I think that's very, very exciting. And I think we're fortunate to have an experienced CEO like Brad Garlinghouse to be making these acquisitions and to have a full checkbook to use to acquire companies at these bargain basement prices. I mean, when we look at what unicorns were selling for, those are companies that were that had a market value of $1 billion just a year or two ago, and now where they are, you can pick these things up in some cases for much, much less. And so this is a great time, if you have the cash, to be making acquisitions. So this is very savvy, very smart on Ripple's part. It's going to help them grow fast. It's going to help them pick up some of the technology that might be superior, but they might have cash flow issues or might have growth issues that they need an infusion of capital, and Ripple has the money to do it. So this is great news for Ripple shareholders, and I think it will also be positive for XRP as well. More use cases, more utility, more adoption. This is all great news. The future is very bright, so don't let this 45-cent price get you down. Our future is extremely bright, in my opinion. All right, I hope you liked today's drill down, and I'm doing these more frequently for digital assets on my YouTube channel at Linda P. Jones. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I also have some more financial content for you. My podcast, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, has more broad financial topics, mainly the stock market, precious metals, real estate, etc. And then if you want a daily tip, go on over to my Instagram channel, which is instagram.com/Linda P. Jones. And as always, my website has all my podcasts and my Instagram posts, everything over there at lindapjones.com. So thank you for listening. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.